Hey, it's Juan Gotti here. Have you ever wanted to ask me a question? Share your opinion on a specific topic, but you never had the place to? Well, now you do, as I will be starting up a new series that will be airing weekly where you can ask me all of the type of questions that you want in regards to the Commanders, the NFL, or just the whole entire sports world. You can email me now at askjuangottibusiness@gmail.com all of your questions. And once we get enough feedback, the first episode will be airing. Again, you'll have the opportunity to ask me any kind of questions that you want. Hey Juan, what do you think about this player? Hey Juan, what do you think about this coach? Or my Commanders fans out there, hey Juan, what do you think about the sale? This is my opinion on it. What do you think? You now have the opportunity to do that. I would take full advantage of that if I was you out there. Hit my email up now at askjuangottibusiness@gmail.com with your questions. Again, that's askjuangottibusiness@gmail.com with your questions. Wait a minute, girl, can you slow down? Wait a minute, girl, what's the rush now? I wanna introduce myself to you. My name is one-on-one guy, to prefer nouns. I like the way you put your fists together. I like the way you do your hair in the morning. I see why all the boys want you, girl. YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with some more Washington Commanders draft talk. I'm coming on here with a video where we're going to be talking about should the Washington Commanders trade back from 16. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case our Washington Commanders. We want to grow to 6,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. You know I got a couple things to plug, so listen closely. Tomorrow morning is the return of Juan Gotti's Top of the Morning podcast, so please make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Going live at 7:30 a.m. We're back at it. And then later that night at 8 p.m. I will be going live on that channel with Rio Robinson as we talk about the Washington Commanders sale and the NFL draft coming up. So a ton of content is going to be popping off this week. Stay tuned, and I look forward to seeing you guys in those videos and live streams. Now with that out the way, let's get straight into today's video. So the Washington Commanders trading back from 16. How do I feel about that? And is that a realistic possibility? Honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like trading back from 16 is a brilliant idea if we in fact do it correctly. If we're at 16 come draft night and the board is not falling the way we want it to fall, or we may get to 15 and feel like the guy that we're selecting at 16 still will be around later, we should trade back. Let's say at 16 we were thinking about going corner, because that's where I think we're going to end up going. I think we're going to go DB. Obviously, Christian Gonzalez is going to be gone. Let's say Joey Porter Jr. is gone. Let's say potentially Emmanuel Forbes is another guy that I've been seeing, or Devin Witherspoon is gone. Let's just say, for an example, all these cornerbacks that we're interested in drafting are not available. Which, in hindsight, it may not be. You know, in actuality, I should say, it may not be the case. But for this exercise, let's just think that they're all gone. You're sitting there at 16 and it's like, okay, well, all the cornerbacks I want are gone. I am interested in upgrading this offensive line, but there aren't any tackles or guards I would take at 16. You're not taking Osiris Torrance at 16. So there are not any linemen that I want at 16. The Peter Schnauscher guy from TCU, I believe, or Northwestern, he's gone. So there isn't anybody, Paris Johnson's gone. The Johnson guy, the Jones guy, Dawan Jones, he canceled a visit on us. Don't know what the reason is for, but he canceled a visit on us, so I don't even think we're interested in him, or he's interested in joining us. So there's no tackles or offensive linemen that I'm interested in taking at 16. Let me get out of that. Let me recuperate some draft capital. Maybe go back to 23 or something like that. Recuperate some draft capital, and then right there, it opens up. it opens up for me, because if you're trading back to 23, you can then draft a lineman if you want. You can then draft a tight end. You know, I personally don't feel like they think the tight end room is a need. I personally feel like the potential of the tight end room is great, but I would not be mad if we decide to upgrade the tight end one position. If we traded back to 23 and selected Dalton Kincaid or Michael Mayer, you know, I hear a lot of people talking about Darnell Washington. I don't think he's going to be a first-round pick. I could be wrong, but I would not even be mad if we did that. You know what I'm saying? If we got a tight end at 23, I'd be perfectly fine with it, because we got later draft capital. We are recuperating more draft capital from the Carson Wentz thing that we lost. Okay, so we may have another second round or maybe an extra third round pick. You know, and that will be a really, really good plus, because you guys know that is the meat of our draft right there. 3 through 7, this regime has done phenomenal. You know, outside of a couple misses here and there with Keith Ishmael or Antonio Gandy Golden. You know, a couple misses, but for the most part, this regime has been good at drafting late rounders. So I would honestly feel more comfortable with them actually trading back if they can't get a cornerback, because I know the more late round draft picks we got, the more late round talent Washington's going to go out there and get. I'm all for it. You know, I want us to draft a stud corner at 16 to pair up with Ben St. Jude's, Kendall Fuller, you know, Cameron Dantzler. I want to add a DB to this group. But if you find yourself in a predicament where none of the guys that you were interested in are no longer there, then get out of the pick. You know, get out of the pick. And then maybe you still go DB. Maybe you draft Emmanuel Forbes if he actually falls. Or you maybe draft, let's just say, a Valentine from Kentucky. You know, it may be a little bit of a reach, but you also recuperated draft capital for these guys, so then it allowed your late first round pick to kind of somewhat be an early second rounder in a sense. So it's a lot you can do. So I hope Washington is exploring that option, and I genuinely feel like we are. I genuinely feel like we are exploring that option of trading back. Kind of sucks that none of the media guys are asking Ron Rivera that question or have asked him that question. I don't think so. Not to my knowledge if they asked him this question. But I genuinely get the sense of how our top 30 business has been going and how this team's philosophy has been, you know, since Ron's taken over. We have not been afraid to trade back in drafts. Obviously, last year we did it with Jahan Dotson, selecting him at 16, trading back from 11 with the Saints. I could see something like that again with us, you know, drafting the left tackle or something. And then honestly, you guys know how I feel about the left tackle position. Charles Leno was not the worst, but I am not mad if we go ahead and get a young stud to pair up with Sam Howell for the next decade. You know what I'm saying? We've been spoiled at left tackle with you know, Chris Samuels or you know, Trent Williams. We've been, and obviously back in the day with the Hawks, we've been spoiled with left tackle. So us getting a stud guy to replace Charles Leno, I wouldn't mind that either. It's a lot you can do. That's why I feel like at 23 or something like that, a lot more opens up for you, because again, cornerback is the only position I really would like for us to draft at 16. I feel like drafting a guard or a tackle at 16, unless the guy from Northwestern is there, it still is a little too high. I feel like drafting a tight end at 16 would be a little too high. So you might as well either go cornerback or you might as well trade back. So that's my take on it, and I will be interested to see how Washington moves on draft night. We could see ourselves trading back in the first round for the second straight year. What says you out there, though? Leave your comments and thoughts down below. As always, it's me, your boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 6,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Share out my videos, trying to grow the channel and get more people interested in watching about and learning about their Washington Commanders and the NFL. So again, don't forget, tomorrow I'll be going live. Top of the morning show will make its return at 7:30 a.m. and then later that night I'm going live on the channel here with Rio Robinson. So I look forward to seeing you guys and girls there tomorrow. See you guys next time. I'm out. Peace. Cost me one time, that's gonna get you popped. Get you popped.